It is Monday, the 7th of July. Today is the day the pre-season begins. You know, what's going on at Manchester United? It's an absolute joke. We're going to get into it all the latest transfer news of the day. Thank you very much for getting in here, guys, and being a part of the show. Let's just shout out a few of these live chat legends who are in here live. Yes, Nuke Riddler, what's going on? Hush, welcome aboard. Supreme Leader. Yes, mate, Gazwad, Samson, Francois. Yes, Lee Dixon, what's going on? Robert, Supreme, Mikhail Kramer, legend, let's go. Nas, JRA, Gazwad, Sanjay, Lewis Joshua, Mags, Mikhail, thank you very much, Mikhail, lad. Sefa Jeffahiri, Stephen Maguire, Martin Fay. 40th birthday day, happy birthday, Martin Fay, lad. Get in there, many happy returns. Yes, lad. Van Sully, Evil 9, and everybody else who's in here live. Thank you so much for getting in here for the live stream at lunchtime. Do us a favour and hit that like button on it if you could. That would be amazing. Hit the likes. You know it makes sense. Also, there's a link pinned at the top of the live chat. Feel free to repost us on X if you fancy. If you're that way inclined, get yourself reposted. We'll shout you out later on in the show. But welcome in, everyone. Also, if you're on catch-up later, get down below in the not live comment section and have your say about anything we've discussed in this video, of course. And if you are watching live, get involved in the chat, have your say throughout. We'll dip in and out, and then it's cheeky little Q&A time at the end. Get in there, Andrew Cross. How you doing? How you doing there, Sphinxo? I don't know. I think we're all going to be old men by the time Bryan Mbeumo signs. Road to 100k, lad. Disco Dave, I feel you, lad. It's a disgrace, isn't it? Right, let's get into it then. So the latest is, obviously still, Man United have not got that agreement in place, at least as I speak right now at 12:39 p.m. on the 7th of July. We haven't got this deal done yet. That's been the same situation for a few weeks. There is a latest update from Fabrizio Romano, who says this. He said this at 11 a.m. He said Manchester United's absolute focus remains on Bryan Mbeumo deal, with talks set to continue this week. No agreement with Brentford last week, but Man United keep working on it, and Bryan also keeps giving priority to United move. Deal on. So, you know, I mean, it's just the same old spiel every single couple of days, recycled guff that's going around, guys. Oh, my God. This is a painful saga of a transfer, this one. Look, there's no reason we shouldn't just have this done now. Let's just get this done now. It's that simple, really. Loads of other teams doing business. We haven't got this deal done, even though we've been negotiating it for a month. The player wants to come. The player's keen on joining Manchester United, already agreed personal terms. He's not looking to stay at Brentford and get 45k a week to play there. He doesn't want to stay. He wants to join Manchester United. That's it, really. Brentford wants £70 million for him. Man United want to pay close to the 62.5. For some reason, we haven't been able to reach an agreement. I don't know why. I have no idea who we've got negotiating for us. But probably Bozo the Clown, based on just how poor this has been and how we haven't been able to reach an agreement with them. What is the issue? Structural issues? I don't know. I mean, obviously, nobody wants to pay £70 million. This player is probably in this market a £55-60 million player, if we're being honest. But he did score 20 goals last season. So he's obviously got a big price tag on him, and he's in his prime. So in that sense, you know, he is a valuable player, but 70 million is a little bit too much. End of the day, though, we just kind of have to get close to it, you know, satisfy Brentford right now, today, and get the deal done, because then, you know, at least we've got him in there for a little bit of the pre-season, and we've got him in there for the tour, and Man United can then start to work on other targets as well. Maybe selling one or two melters would be nice as well. So, you know, it's the same, guys. I hate repeating myself, but there's no new news, really. It's just that we're still focusing on trying to get this deal done. We're still in negotiations trying to get this deal done. You know, talks are set to continue this week, says Fabrizio Romano. We saw yesterday lots of updates. I think, was it Graham Bailey or someone said that this deal could be getting done by the end of Monday. Well, that's today. Fab said that talks set to continue this week. I mean, this is going to drag on a little bit longer, isn't it? This isn't going to be today, I don't think. This is going to be one of those horrible, horrible sagas that does drag on a couple of weeks longer. And I guess if we get him on the plane for the America tour, then it's not the end of the world. But Lord knows this is slow business from United, and this is pathetic from United, and we are being left behind by the club. So there you go. But United absolutely focused on Bryan Mbeumo, apparently. Nice one. How long have we been focused on this guy? He's been our only focus the last month, for fuck's sake. You know, it's not like we've been trying to sign this guy, that guy, this guy, that guy. We haven't done. Our focus has been solely on Bryan Mbeumo since we got the Cunha deal done. You know, we haven't gone and signed a goalie. We haven't gone and signed a striker. Goodness me, we need to get some people in charge of our recruitment team who are not absolute lemmings, it turns out. Goodness me, guys. Wilcox, Fivell, all these sorts of people, you know, Barada, all these sorts of people behind the scenes. What are you doing? What is actually going on right now in terms of the club? I don't see the progression. I don't see the ambition. I don't see us dipping in and signing this little cheeky little £6 million South American future gem that nobody else has uncovered, but we've uncovered them and they're just going to be an absolute legend. Although maybe, I guess, it could be Diego Leon, actually. But the point I'm making is that I don't see much business. We should be recruiting players. We should be getting a Richard Rios in there if he's 25 million. We should be trying to get Denzel Dumfries if there's a release clause for 25 million. We should be trying to get a Martinez or a new goalkeeper to replace Flubberhands. Of course, we should be trying to get a striker to score some goals. So, you know, you do have to say Man United are pathetic in this transfer window, and even if we can't get the Mbeumo deal done, we should be working on other deals right now. I guess it's just because, simply put, the Glazers, shithouses and Ineos and these melts have shackled us to a point where we are financially ruined. And obviously they don't want to put their hands in the pockets and spend the big money on players to bring in now and be ambitious. What they want to do is wait to sell players, because that's where the assets are, you know, Garnacho, Rashford, Sancho, all these guys. Sell these guys, get the cash and use that money to buy players. They're not prepared to dip in, or they're not prepared to actually spend money in case they can't sell these players. So it's all about financial reasons here. It's not footballing reasons why we've not signed players. If it was down to footballing reasons, we'd have signed all of our players early doors and just spunked the money up front and tried to claw that back with signings or sales later on in the window. That's what we would have tried to do, because footballing reasons would dictate that Ruben Amorim needs his squad early doors for the summer tour, and that he needs to work with them and prepare with them, get the understanding before the Premier League starts. That is what would happen if you actually cared about the football side of things. But these guys seem to just care mostly about the financials, don't they? That's it. They're not prepared to spend the money until they know that they've got the money coming back in. Hence why we haven't worked on any other signings beyond the Mbeumo deal, it seems right now anyway. Frustrating times. I'm going to dip into the live chat for a few minutes before we move on to the next topic. I've got a lot of stuff to talk about today. We got some news on the likes of Sancho to Juve, Rashford, and you know, we've got some more news, guys. So we'll get into it, but I'm just going to dip into the live chat for a moment, see what you legends are saying about this whole Mbeumo saga. Get your thoughts in there about the situation. Also, if you're just joining, hit the likes. We're nearly at 100 likes already. Legends. Big up to the live chat legends for smashing that like button. It helps the stream out, and it's free. And get yourself subscribed, of course, if you're new as well. Legends. Yep, nothing new here. It's piss poor, isn't it? I agree. Would have sold those 5 smegs by now. Well, we should have been able to do something there. We would have thought we would have got one of those players sold. Yeah, they're not helping Amorim at all. I agree, Lewis Joshua. It's going to be difficult for him going into the new season with the same squad basically as last year, minus a couple of players that are left and that will be leaving, plus Cunha. That's all it really is. Let's have a little look. Man United having a slow transfer window. Just the top 6 others. Premier League club are doing their business. Absolutely lackluster, and I agree with you. It's sad to see others making strides and getting these players in while United stagnate. Make the most of it. Hello, how you doing? We have shit football on the pitch, terrible management at the top, horrendous ethos and the results. We are no longer the force we once were. Damn right, mate. You're damn right, lad. We are seriously behind. We are. We're a 15th place side with no Europe. That's literally what we are this season. Those are the facts. So going into next season, yes, we are at a bit of a disadvantage when it comes to, well, everything. The financial aspect, we lost out on money trying to bring players in. They want European football. It's like it's a double-edged sword. It's a double penetration. Robert says, Man United board don't moan at Ruben at the end of the season when we're 15th. Precisely. You know, still think there's a chance for Ruben. If he doesn't get what he needs, he might just sack it off, to be honest. And I wouldn't blame him at all. Another season of pain, more likely. Evil 9, I feel you, lad. Spot on. Thank you, Drusba. Yeah. Ineos Glazers Mark II. The Glazers and Sir Rat should read Moby Dick. Liverpool are spending the money. Why can't we Piggy? Well, I guess what they've done is if they've got the 130 million for Kunin and Mbeumo, and then beyond that they want to sell players. But they shouldn't just be trying to raise cash from selling players. What we should be doing is just being prepared to spend up front, so we have got the squad for Ruben for the tour, and then selling players, because it's going to take a long time to sell all these players, all these melts we've got at the club. Nobody wants them because they're on massive wages, and you're going to have to cut some deals and make some losses, and, Rashford, Sancho, Garnacho, Højlund, Onana, Mount, all these sorts of melts. If we could get some business done and move them on, that'd be brilliant. Doesn't matter how much for, really. Just get them gone off the books. Yeah. Oh, thank you, James Costigan. Yep. No, this transfer window's awful so far. It is a big worry. You're right. Have I ordered my oxygen tank ready for when he comes and joins United? When you'll be running the show from a future care home. What, lad? They were using Mbeumo as a striker. Could do. I mean, he did play like 5 or 6 times there last season. He's got an eye for goal, definitely. He's a hard worker. He will stretch opposition defences and make those runs and all of that. And he will score goals. But it's not ideal for us, I don't think, in terms of the fact that he's not a true out-and-out striker. He is more of a right winger, going to be playing the 10 for us on the right side for us more than likely, and creating and scoring from there. But, yeah, no, he can do that for us. But I still think we've got to go and get another striker, don't we? Tells me there must be another interested party if he has to tell them it's United only, hence the price increase. That's interesting, isn't it? I see what you're saying. So he's given priority to United. Bryan also keeps giving priority to United move. I mean, that is some sus words going on there, isn't it, Disco Dave? I know what you're saying. It is a bit of a concern that maybe there's somebody else just knocking on the door. Someone's knocking at my door. Someone's ringing my bell. Berber lad, how you doing? Get in there, my son. Yes, a legend has entered. Along with Don Gungshi, a couple of legends have entered. How you doing, Berber? How you doing, Gungshi? Yes, how you getting on there, dudes? Great to see you aboard the Bacon Express. Interesting, yeah, I mean, I don't know much about him, Thornster. Yes, but ultimately, like I say, if we can get some good young little gems, uncover some gems, that'd be lovely. But again, we need a mix of that, plus getting some proven experience in there, which is where the Premier League proven players come in. Onana between the sticks, so prepared to get shafted again. Thank you, Venny Vidi. He says, don't forget to subscribe. It's free. Thank you, Venny Vidi, lad. You're doing the Lord's work there. Hey, we're only 14 subscribers away from 91.2k subscribers. Get yourself subscribed. You're doing big ups. Thank you, Robotic Maniac. I'm all right as well, lad. Season better than last season. It was rubbish. It can't be any worse. At least I hope it can't be any worse. I guess it could be worse, but I don't think it can be any worse. Precisely. You know what? It's tough to sell our players. Rashford's getting absolutely humbled in this transfer window, isn't he? He's having to eat humble pie and stumble bum pie. He's having to eat humble pie all day long, Rashford. He thought, Barcelona are going to be knocking for me. Barcelona will be paying me the big bucks to go and play. I'll be playing with Lamine Yamal and all these players and playing for Barca, one of the biggest, best clubs in the world. They don't friggin' want you, Marcus Land. At least I don't think they do, because it's turning out like they are looking at different players. They're still looking at different players like Luis Diaz. Luis Diaz, this is from Fab just a few moments ago before the stream. Barcelona plans have not changed. The intention is to try and make a new approach for Luis Diaz. Diaz is keen on the move. He's the main target for Barca as winger. Well, Barca are aware of difficult negotiations ahead, club to club, after 2 approaches already rejected, right? I mean, how much do you feel if you're Marcus Rashford? They were going for Nico Williams. They would have preferred Nico Williams. He's signed a new deal, obviously, at Atletico, right? But they would have liked that. They've now turned their attentions elsewhere. They've put the feelers out to Marcus, but ultimately it looks like Luis Diaz is now their latest player, okay, that they want to go and get. It doesn't seem like Rashford's that high up on the list. It seems like they've analysed the Rashford deal and measured the talent against the wages and the brand and all the rest of it, and it's come out with a at the end. That's what it sort of seems like to me, because they're thinking about the price tag, 40 million up front-ish, the wages, 350k a week, around about that, or maybe they could pay him less, actually, due to the tax differences in Spain, whatever. But still, a significant amount of cash that they're going to have to pay him weekly for wages for a 4-year contract, or at least maybe a five-year contract, whatever, probably 4 years. But still, that is a big investment to make for Marcus Rashford, who doesn't have the best record of late. He doesn't have the best football on IQ. He doesn't have the biggest bollocks. He doesn't have the best mentality. You know, he's a big brand and he's a decent player and he's had some good seasons, but he's not like you're not signing Cristiano Ronaldo here. It's a lot of money for someone who has the potential to be a bit of a melter for you. Maybe he could potentially flop. So they're looking at him going, well, he's just too much of a risk, I think. And most clubs would be looking at Marcus Rashford thinking, this guy's just too much of a risk. Because it's a lot you have to pay out for somebody that hasn't exactly shown the best professionalism for a while. There's a reason he's fallen out of favour with Amorim at United. As soon as Amorim come in, he's obviously down tools, or even before that down tools, but certainly not showing the right mentality and work ethic that you would need to get in the manager's setup. Ruben Amorim has not singled out Marcus Rashford for any reason other than he doesn't think that he's putting in the right applications in training or the games, working hard enough for the team, whatever, being professional enough. All these aspects have led to him being loaned out and now the situation where he's one away. But I do believe that Rashford is having to eat some humble pie right now, because I think he thought Barcelona were going to come in for it, and they still might. They might not be able to get this Luis Diaz deal done. They might be able to get somebody else, or they might go for Rashford in the end because they can't do these other deals, and maybe they're going down the list, So they might still end up getting Rashford. But I do feel like there's a good chance that they're going to go for somebody else. And Rashford, who's been training in Spain and twerking in Spain all summer long and talking about wanting to play with Lamine Yamal and all this sort of guff in the media and basically just itching for a move to Barca. It would be so funny if he just got pied off by them in the end. Not for us, because we want this guy to go. But it would be funny for Marcus to be humbled in that sense, because I do believe he's turned into a big bollocks over the years. Marcus Rashford, he's born and bred. He's supposed to be a representative of this football club, but he has turned into a bit of an ego, a bit of a prima donna melt. He should just be trying to focus on knuckling down and working hard for Manchester United and trying to find his happiness at this football club again and trying to get us back to being successful. It's not like he's not had successes at the club over the years he's been here. He's won many a trophy. Well, good few trophies. He has won some significant trophies, hasn't he? He's done all right. And he's had some good seasons. So, yeah, it's all about the mentality and the attitude here from Rashford. That's the reason. And that's why I think some other clubs are looking at him and going, do we really need the aggro? Do we really need the hassle? Do we really need to potentially be paying somebody $350K a week and they're not even turning up for training? Or they're just taking the piss in training, or they're not performing to the level that you need them to and tracking back and working hard or doing what they need to do for the team. That's it. And getting a sulk on. Because that's what we've seen. We've seen Marcus Rashford do this, not all the time, but sometimes. You've seen his head go, you've seen he can't be asked to work hard on the pitch, and that's just absolutely unacceptable. So if I was a buying club, I would be very wary of Marcus Rashford right now, 100%. Let's go there, Daz Salford. How you doing, my son? Get in there. Hope you're doing well, Daz Stir. Thank you for joining. Yes, and Jamie Riley as well, getting in here as well, lad. You got a feeling to end up at Spuds? I don't know about that. Don't know about that, lad. But, right, anyway, so... but Bayern Munich is still linked with him as well. They have interest in other players. We've heard links with Rafael Leao and various different players, but Rashford is still quite high up on the list, I think, for Bayern Munich as well. Personally, I would imagine they would be interested in him because of their situation with certain players leaving, and also they've got the money. They can pay the wages. So I think that's a possibility. That's probably the strongest possibility. Maybe it's more of a better fit for Bayern, but even them, again, they might decide there's better value elsewhere going for somebody else. And they just don't see the value in Marcus Rashford. I'll ask the live chat this question, though. Rashford, where do you see him at the start of the season? Let us know. Get your thoughts in there, guys. Let us know. Will it be Barcelona? Will it be a loan move? Who knows? Will it be Bayern München? Will it be Manchester United still? Or will it be somewhere else? Get your thoughts and opinions in there, guys. I guess the most likely at the moment would probably be some sort of move to maybe, Bayern, I guess. I don't know. I really don't know. It's hard to say. It's hard to say if they want him. It's hard to say if they can see the value in him. He's a very expensive player. He's a bit of a melter. That would be amazing, Old Trafford way. Yes, we've seen the links. We've heard the links. Let's just have a little look at the some more of the stats on this guy, lad. But we've heard the links here today. It sounds interesting. 22-year-old player here. plays for Valencia, and you know, I haven't seen a lot of him, to be fair, but apparently, you know, there's reports coming around. Again, you know, you have to take it with a pinch of salt, but at the moment there are reports coming out from various outlets, none of the big dogs, none of the diamond dogs, none of the diamond dog journalists or anything, but there are reports from various different outlets saying that Xavi Guerra, you know, to United is on. So yeah, that's one to watch, definitely, mate, definitely one to watch. I don't know a great deal about him, actually. Let's see what you guys are saying then. Espanyol in Barcelona, Inter Milan, Plymouth, Arsenal, Munich, Inter Grimsby, Spurs. You just said, oh, you talk about Rashford to Spurs, yeah. Interesting. They are looking at, you know, the players like Mohamed Kudus at the moment, aren't they? So what does that say to Rashford, really? Yeah, when clubs are prepared to pay like way more money up front for a player like Mohamed Kudus than they are for a more experienced player like Marcus Rashford. I think that kind of tells you everything, really. Rashford's just not as good as he thinks he is, and his value is just so poor because of his wages. Anywhere but here, Sunderland, he'll still be running down his contract. Forest, still be at United. Bayern for supply of beer, love it. In the reserves, he'll stay at United and play for the under-21s. Yeah, that's terrible, isn't it? That's terrible, Gajendran. But I guess, yeah, if you think about that could increase the likelihood of Rashford to Bayern. That's a fair point as well. I think perhaps the reality is it might be a loan move, you know, with an option to buy or an obligation to buy. But I could see that being a much more palatable option for a buying club to take Marcus Rashford on, you know, as a loan basis, because you can try him before you buy. If he settles in and does really well and works hard and looks good, you can make it permanent. If not, you can just send him back. So I think that's probably the most likely way we get rid of Rashford this summer, because there's a lot of money involved. I don't think we should do that. I think we should sell him. But it's just, is there a club prepared to pay the wages and 30 or 40 million up front? I don't know if there will be. That's what I'm saying. So I think a loan with a potential obligation might be the way we see Rashford leave this club this summer. Who knows? We'll see. 350k a week for a continuous headache. AC Milan have been known to take English players lately. Walker, Abraham. Yeah, interesting. Interesting. Again, I don't know if they would be prepared to pay that sort of money, but it would be nice, wouldn't it? Anywhere, just get rid. Yeah, that's it. Thank you, VJ and Ann, but good to hear your voice. It's another one, lad. We are counting down the days. Counting down the days, lad, to the Mbeumo. Here we go, which may or may not come. Let's see. Training in Saudi, hoping for a move. Oh, it's a disgrace, isn't it? What's the latest on Mbeumo? Okay, let me just give you a quick update on Mbeumo, but we were just talking about Rashford there, but we'll come back to that in a moment. The latest on Mbeumo, if you just joined in, it's just really the same. Fabrizio at 11 a.m., just a couple of hours ago, said this on X. Manchester United's absolute focus remains on Bryan Mbeumo deal, with talks set to continue this week. No agreement with Brentford last week, but Man United keep working on it, and Bryan also keeps giving priority to United move. Deal on. So that's the latest update. You know, we're still trying to get this deal done. It's just the same as it was a couple of weeks ago, really. Still in negotiations, trying to get these agreements made and the structure sorted out and everything. The player wants to come. There's no problems there. It's just on between the two clubs. Brentford demanding 70 million. So there you go. That's it. That's the Mbeumo update. Anyway, in case you missed it earlier, that's all it is. It's really not that interesting, is it? But it could be any moment, guys. As we've discussed, there could be a here we go tonight. But it's probably going to be later on in the week if it does come. Even longer, who knows? I mean, who really knows? This saga has dragged on. I thought it was going to be a couple of weeks ago. I really did genuinely believe the way that we were moving in the window, the way that we got the Cunha deal wrapped up quick. It seemed we were trying to get stuff done early and that we were prepared to do it. But Brentford standing firm, you know, on their transfer demands, and United not prepared to get to it. It's caused a bit of an impasse where United and Brentford can't quite reach an agreement, and it's only a few million apart. United just kind of need to pay the money. I get why they're not. They don't want to get bent over. But crikey, I mean, they're going to bend Amorim over. They're going to give him an Amorim job at this stage, because, goodness me, he needs the help to get in there and get the players in there so he can work with them in pre-season and have that tour. He doesn't need delays. He doesn't need us to be scratching around trying to find players, you know, after the tour's already started or also when the Premier League campaign's got underway. He certainly does not need that. He needs these players early doors to work and prepare for the season. So I think it's pretty poor from our board, our owners, our recruitment team, everybody at the club to not get this guy in already, because an extra few million quid, yeah, sure, it's gash to pay an extra few million quid, but the peace of mind it brings, it's almost worth it, you know. If you can get him in there working early, working in pre-season with the team, settling in, it's almost worth it. It could be the difference for having a good start to the season or not. So I do think it's pathetic from Man United, but at the moment, that's what's happening. Okay, let's cover the rest of the United news that we've got anyway here, folks. Once again, if you're just joining the stream, continue to smash the like button on it. Hit the like button. We're almost at 200 likes. Yes! Also, give us a subscribe if you're new and get involved. Thank you for that, Stephanie. I appreciate you, yes. Okay, so let's continue with the rest of the news. Oh, before I do, thank you so much to Sharon Atkinson, you legend. Let's go. Thank you, Shazza. Sharon Atkinson says, loving the lunchtime chat. Can we talk about our goalie issue? Is anyone willing to take Onana? Anyone? I do believe there is a bit of interest in Andre Onana from the Round Trees Jelly Factory. They're interested in getting him in there for product design purposes. That's what I've heard, you know, because he's got a flubbery hand made of jelly, and they're interested. But no. Honestly, to answer your question, no, there's not really anybody interested in Onana at the moment, but I guess we haven't really shopped him around. He is still our number one. Until we've actually sold some players, I suppose, and gone in the window and signed a new goalkeeper, we're not doing anything with Andre Onana, it seems. He's going to be the number one unless we actually do sign a new goalkeeper, which if we do, he'll get the message, won't he? We'll, I'm sure, then look for a new football club for Andre Onana once we have signed a new keeper, or at least in the throes of signing a new keeper. But we're not at the moment. It's awful, isn't it? We're actually not at the moment trying to sign a new goalie. Now, I think it's just down to the financial reasons and also the fact that we just haven't sorted out the future of all these different players and signings at the moment. We haven't finished Mbeumo. We haven't sold any players to be able to generate the cash. So I think there's a big delay there. But even so, we should have been working on a keeper from the very start, because that's one of the most important positions for us to strengthen. But to answer your question, though, Sharon, I don't think anybody's interested in taking Onana. I think we need to look at a new goalie. I like Costa, I like Martinez, and there's lots of options. Just not Andre. But I honestly don't think anybody's going to have him, really. Perhaps once we've signed a new keeper, if we can get him off on a cheap deal, somebody might pick him up. It's possible. Let's hope. Fingers crossed. It's a catch, isn't it? Nice one, Aaron, lad. Yes, let's get stuck into this, by the way. So more news here in regards to Sancho to Juventus news updates here. Core Sport reporting an agreement on personal terms between Jadon Sancho and Juventus isn't far away. Manchester United want 30 million euros for the winger. Juventus want to pay around 25 million. Also, Fab says Juventus will speak again with Man United and Jadon Sancho's camp in the coming days. This was just 2 minutes before we went live. Quotes from Fab saying Juventus will speak again with Man United and Jadon Sancho's camp in the coming days. So let's hope that there can be a deal reached here. It would be nice if they could get some personal terms agreed, and then we know that the deal can happen. The personal terms is the problem here. It's not really the upfront amount. I know we've just seen that Guff report there from Core Sport, which is probably Guff anyway, but 25 to 30 million. Apparently they want to pay 25. I mean, that's a great deal for us. Let's snap their hand off. It's the wages that's going to hold things up. It's the personal terms. If they can get that agreed, then yes, we've got certainly a good chance of finally getting rid of Jadon Sancho there. We are waiting for, pictures and stuff of players turning up for trade pre-season, all that sort of guff. But look at this. Rich Fay reports Bruno Fernandes and Diogo Dalot have both been granted extended leave ahead of pre-season. Those involved in recent international duty are not due back until Thursday, right? And Bruno and Dalot, I know Bruno attended the funeral of Diogo Jota, didn't he? What an absolute sad, horrible, tragic loss. But Bruno, the Don, turning up there, great to see him showing his support and love there for his teammate and his family and stuff. Diogo Dalot, I'm guessing, was he there as well? He must have been. I don't know. I'm guessing that's what this post is about. The fact that they've, maybe just an extra couple of days compassionate leave. I don't really know. But I'm assuming that's what it is. Again, so sad with all of that Jota stuff. It's still just like, I'm sure it has been for you. It's like it's been at the forefront of my mind for a few days. It keeps popping in there. It's just like, it's so sad and tragic, guys. Horrible loss, that. And Andre Silva as well. Sorry, of course. Right. let's have a look at this. What else is there to discuss here? Oh, yes, this. So Amorim is expected to hold crucial talks with Højlund, Onana and Shaw once they return for pre-season to discuss their immediate long-term futures at the club. They'll be permitted to take part in Man United's pre-season preparations plus US tour. So it seems like at the moment we've got clear sort of decision on the likes of Garnacho, Sancho and Rashford. Those guys are not going to be involved with trading. Those guys are not going to be involved with the tour. That's what I'm getting at the moment. That's what it seems like at the moment. And we're going to be trying to move them on. I mean, we've had shirt numbers taken off of players. Rashford's had the 10 taken off of him, you know, and obviously it's gone to Cunha. These sorts of things. So you'd expect that these players are just completely not involved. Garnacho, Sancho and Rashford, which is the right decision, obviously. Højlund and Onana and Shaw and these guys, you know, they will be involved. They will be involved. But we may well still be trying to move them on as well behind the scenes and later on in the window also. Certainly the case for Højlund is there's interest from Inter and maybe a couple of clubs in Italy, potentially for a loan move at the very least. Onana, not so much. But again, like I say, if we sign a new goalie, perhaps there's some sort of deal that could be done there with getting him gone. Luke Shaw, in terms of Luke Shaw's future, I mean, his future is just to be Frey Bentos mascot or something in the future, because his days are done, I think. He's just such an injury-prone mug. I mean, there's even reports that he's injured at the moment. I don't know. But hopefully that's not true. But there's some reports going around that Luke Shaw is injured. I wouldn't be surprised. Injured during a transfer window just guarantees not going anywhere. Wouldn't surprise me. He's got a pie-related injury again. But long-term futures at the club, ultimately, you know, none of these guys should be here long-term, I don't think. I mean, maybe Højlund if he goes away and revitalises himself and does well somewhere, I guess. Onana's been proven to be a gash keeper over 2 years, and Luke Shaw is just finished. Luke Shaw was a good player. Luke Shaw had big potential. Injuries didn't help him. He's a complete injury-prone mess. And I don't think he's the most professional either, because if he was, then he wouldn't be coming in looking like he's swallowed at a fellow professional footballer. You know what I mean? Like, he obviously has got a bit of extra timber on him. And that's a sign of professionalism. You saw Sancho towards the end of last season looking a bit meaty as well. It's like, that's it. I mean, if you're really a professional footballer, you're going to be ripped to the gills. It has to be the way, because that's what the top players are going to be. They're going to be streamlined. They're going to be fit as a fiddle. And if you're carrying an extra stone or two, you know, it's not ideal. So there you go. That's a sign of the unprofessionalism of these meaty individuals, to be honest. But anyway, so we're expecting that we can, you know, Amorim's going to probably have them involved, and they'll be involved in the US tour. That's what you would think, with Højlund and Onana and Shaw and these sorts of guys. But obviously the Sancho, Garnacho and Rashford situation is probably they're not involved at all, we would hope. We would absolutely hope. Just want to talk about this very quickly before we get into the latest, chat. We'll get into the Q&A and all that sort of stuff. I just wanted to talk about this, you know, because we've talked about the need for signing a backup striker, yeah? Not the main guy, but a backup striker to be the number 2 striker. We've got Chido-Obi, who I think is going to be a great prospect, but I think he's more, let's say, like a third choice striker at the moment as a young prospect. Blood him, give him opportunities in cup games against lesser teams, bring him off the bench. You know, let's develop him properly. Let's develop him slowly. Let's not chuck him in at the deep end like we did with Højlund, you know. Let's develop him a bit more shrewdly and cleverly here. But in regards to the striker position, you know, we've talked about who we could sign. I don't know why we didn't go for Jonathan David. I know there was some big wages involved and reasonable signing-on fee, but overall, the cost of the deal compared to most, it was not an expensive deal, if you ask me, available as a free agent. So yes, there's agent fees, yes, there's signing-on fees, and apparently, you know, could be 18 million, but Juventus prepared to pay the money. Why not us? I think he would have been a decent, shrewd pickup for not a lot of money. We talked about, you know, maybe the need for United to sign a striker. Gyokeres going to Arsenal, it seems. We need someone like Visser, Mateta, Ollie Watkins. But I'm not talking about that right now. I'm talking about as the number 2 striker. We mentioned Jamie Vardy yesterday. A lot of people poo-pooed that in the chat. Me personally, I'd take Jamie Vardy in a heartbeat as a backup option. A lot of people have been talking about Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I mean, I definitely wouldn't want Dominic Calvert-Lewin to sign for Manchester United as a number 2. But you know what? You know what? Who I think might be a decent option. He's obviously older. He's older. He's definitely older. But I've always liked this player. I've always liked him. He was available as a free agent. He's also got the experience. He is older. Right? He's older, but he's better than Calvert-Lewin. He's definitely better than Calvert-Lewin. He's a hard worker as well. It's this guy. Callum Wilson. Smash a yes or a no. Would you pick him up as a backup striker? I'm not talking about the main striker. Guys, don't get it twisted. I'm talking about as the backup striker here. I definitely would. Anyway, this is what Fab said. Fab said, understand it's over between Callum Wilson and Newcastle. Decision made with formal confirmation to follow. Wilson will soon say goodbye to Newcastle United staff, fans and teammates as he's not staying at the club with contract now expired. This is from this morning. So, in my personal opinion, you could do a lot worse than somebody with the experience of this guy, and obviously he is a good player. He's somebody that can chip in, 10 or 12 goals or something throughout the season. He's not going to do anything crazy. But as a backup option, as somebody to be in the squad, United needs some players. We need some forwards. Let's see what you legends are saying. I've always rated him, I reckon he's a good player, Callum Wilson. Nothing wrong with him. Better than Calvert-Lewin, in my opinion. He's older, but, okay. Fuck no, says Thorsten. Naz says yes. No. He's half decent. I like him as a squad player. No. No more Deadwood players. No injuries all the time. No way he's injury prone. Better than what we have? Yeah, definitely better than what we have. You'd sign Domino's Calvert-Lewin instead? Nah, come on. Domino's Calvert-Lewin. No. On a pay-as-you-play thing would have to be a complicated contract. Well, I'm not talking about a big contract. I don't think he can get a big contract. What is he, 33, 34 or something now, Callum Wilson? Also, like you say, there are injury issues and these sorts of things. I don't think he can get a big contract. I'm talking about as a squad player, So, exactly, Daz says, I'm desperate for a striker, so I'd take anyone. And again, guys, I'm not talking about as our main guy. I'm talking about if we get rid of Højlund, we're going to have Chido up there that can play striker. Yes, I guess Cunha and Mbeumo, these guys can play there. But you're going to need 3 proper strikers, 3 out-and-out number 9s. 1 main one prospect, and 1 backup. That is what you need. So I think it wouldn't be a bad pickup. I prefer it to Dominic Calvert-Lewin, personally. But again, there's not that many sort of experienced, decent sort of players that are available for free. He would be available very cheaply compared to most. Very cheaply compared to most. As I say, he wouldn't be able to ask for the most wages because of his situation there. His age and his situation and his injury record and all that sort of stuff. So because of that, I personally think he wouldn't take a lot to bring in. And Mbeumo would be a red, yes or no more than 2-year deal. Oh, definitely no more. I was thinking about a one-year deal. That's what I was thinking about, just a 1-year deal, lad. Same with the likes of Jamie Vardy. If you're going to get a player like that, maybe with an option for an extra year. But if you're going to get a player like that, yeah, just a 1-year deal. It's just a punt, really. It's just a punt to get somebody in. He'd probably take the chances Rasmus Fluff. He'd have definitely scored. If he was playing for us up top, I guess he'd have definitely scored more than Rasmus last season anyway. But that's not hard, is it, to be fair, Good afternoon. Yes, Aaron, get in there. 200 likes. Hey-oh. Big ups to Legends. Break out the red panties. We have hit 200 thumbs ups on the stream, and we got 314 Legends tuning in. Thank you, everyone, for supporting the show and getting involved. I appreciate you. And we're only 12 subscribers away now from 91.2k. Give us a subscribe. If you're getting in here, that's the red button down below that says subscribe. The fan base wouldn't allow this. Let's not be desperate and have some standards. Thornster, have you seen who we've had in our team the last few years? Now, if you think Højlund's better than Wilson, then, you need to give your head a wobble, lad. Really, Højlund's been absolutely atrocious. I'm talking about us stepping up incrementally and improving. We're not challenging for the title this season. We need to get top 7 this season. That's our objective. And we need a squad capable of doing it. We need backups. We need squad players. We need depth. We need to move players on. We're supposedly trying to sell Rashford, Højlund. We're supposedly trying to do deals for getting rid of these players. Well, if that's the case, then who's going to be our fucking striker, mate? We need to get a number 9 striker, proper number 9, not this guy. But we then also need somebody to replace a Højlund as a backup option. Cheaper to use Rashford. Oh, I don't know about that, Avram. He's very expensive, lad. If we can get him off of our books, that'd be amazing. Vlahovic coming the other way for Sancho. That's an interesting link. It's definitely an interesting link. He probably could cook in an Amarim system, but I think he just wants too much money. He's on big wages, I believe. Dominic Calvert-Lewin says, Pig, you're signing me. No need to speculate. Oh, my God. And he's got Calvert-Lewin in a Man United avatar there. That's filth. That's absolutely horrible. Don't say that. Please don't do that again. Imagine Watkins and Mitrovic. Yeah, see, now that would be excellent. Mitrovic, I like Mitrovic. Again, as a backup, I would take him. Not to be our main guy. No. A couple of years ago, I would not have taken him to be our main guy. He's a squad player. That's the definition of somebody, But he will play regularly. But he's not. He's not. I need more. I need more than that at the moment. But Mitrovic is a good player, definitely. And a couple of years ago, he was very good. And we could have definitely done with his goals, no doubt. And he definitely would have got you goals. So I like him too, but only as the second choice. Looking for a main striker, so no. We need both, I think, Craig. Honestly, I've said this from the very start of the summer. I think we really do need to get 2 strikers this summer. If Højlund goes, look, if Højlund doesn't go, we're going to have Højlund as the backup and Chido as the backup. Well, that's shit. That's not enough in terms of firepower up there. You need a bit more. We need a bit more experience, a bit more goals in there. That's shit, to be honest. Even if you were to get an Osman or somebody big daddy up there, it's still not good enough to have Højlund and Chido behind. We need a bit more than that. We need a bit more experience, a few more goals off the bench, a few more goals replacing injured players or whatever, So I'm not so convinced about that. I know we need a main striker, and that is the main focus, but we still need to pick up a cheap backup or a free backup, personally. Now, obviously, there's different options. I don't know who's the best, but I'm just bringing this up because I feel like we could do worse. We could do worse. Thank you so much, Richard Carr. He says, love your content, Pig, from a Geordie. How are you, man? Thank you so much for getting in here. That's very nice of you to say. Thank you so much, Mr. Carr, lad. Come on. Yep. So, Callum Wilson, obviously, it's no loss for you, is it? To be fair, you've got Isaac, there's no loss for you. Bring back Zlatan. Oh, my name is Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Zlatan is greatest Swedish striker of all time. Viktor Gyokeres could not hold candle to Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Henrik Larsson is my T-boy. Zlatan Ibrahimovic does what Zlatan wants. If Zlatan wants to score overhead kick in front of 60,000 fans, just for fun, Zlatan will do this. If Zlatan wants to turn up and take over the job of Ruben Amorim and be new Manchester United manager, Zlatan will do this. Zlatan does what Zlatan wants. Zlatan is lion, my friend. Zlatan is half hybrid human, half lion. Zlatan sleeps in Serengeti with lions. Zlatan heals a lot faster than human. Zlatan is half human, half alien. Anyway, yeah, sorry guys, but Zlatan is a bit of a beast, isn't he? If only we could find another player like Zlatan right now. Even 35-year-old Zlatan who came in at Manchester United. What a frigging baller, lad! I loved Zlatan at United. What a match winner. He was brilliant. What an unbelievable baller for us during a shit time. Manny Melos, thank you so much, mate. Very much indeed for the $5 Aussie Ruska super chat from Dan Under. Thank you, Manny. Mbeumo's our 9 this window until we sell them out and then buy an elite striker next window. Could see that. Hey, do you know what? I keep forgetting about Xerxes as well. He can actually play there. I keep forgetting about him, I'm doing him dirty. I see him more playing the 10 for us, though. That's why. I like the way he sort of links up play, but fair enough, yeah, that's a good point. And Mbeumo, I mean, he could be. If we can sign him, maybe he will be playing the strike. It's a fair point. Zlatan is the Swedish Chuck Norris. This is true, absolutely. Osman too expensive on wages, I agree. The only way that's even slightly feasible would be if, say, Garnacho went the other way and we chipped 50 million off the transfer fee. Then perhaps it could be worth it. But if not, and that's very unlikely, then it probably won't. Thoughts on Arsenal showing your Dusty Club albums? Well, you know what, Lean? I'm pissed off, mate, to be honest, lad. I am. Is that Pablo Zabaleta as your picture, mate? What the fuck? I don't know. Can't tell. It's too small. But you know what there, Lean? I'm pissed off, lad. We are being dusted up. Oh, no, that's not what you said. But we are being dusted or tuffed up or whatever you want to say by Liverpool, City, Chelsea, Arsenal, all these clubs. Everyone's outdoing us in this transfer window. It's pathetic from Man United. Absolutely pathetic. Yeah, Xerxes more of a false 9. I like him playing in. He can play the 10 as well for us. That's definitely a good point. Yeah, AC Milan should take Luke Shaw as Theo replacement. Xerxes could play false 9. Let Cunha and Mbeumo do the running. I like it. I like it a lot, mate. Arsenal fans got no right to chat when they defend Thomas Partey. Get a grip. It's a disgrace and a nonsense. You think Mbeumo deal has fallen through? Do you reckon, Daz? Where are you getting this from, lad? I don't know, mate. I just think that they're just trying to squeeze Brentford down a couple of minutes. I think they'll reach an agreement soon. I have to believe that. Mate, because, and we're hearing that we're still on it. It's not like anybody's come out and said United have now turned their attentions elsewhere. United will not go in for a third bid. United will not pursue Mbeumo deal. Brentford have rejected Manchester United's final bid, and they're demanding 75 million, and that's it. No, that's actually not been said at the moment. So I think we're still in for this deal, aren't we? It's a bit concerning how long it's taken, and the door is open. But I think it's going to happen, mate. Let's calm down. Let's calm down a little bit and just chill. It's been so frustrating and so worrying, and it would be just our luck, and just like United in this transfer window now, if he got pinched from us or something horrendous happened. But no, it's not happened yet. Let's just focus on getting him in. But also, yes, it is embarrassing. We do need to get it done now, and we do need to turn our attention to other signings. Okay, I'm going to do a rundown of what we discussed in this video, and shout out all the legends that have reposted us. Please do give us a repost on X. Links pinned at the top of the live chat there somewhere. You can repost us on X. Give us a follow at Flying Pig United also. We'll shout you all out in a minute. Everybody repost that link. Legends. Let's just go through the news very quickly that we discussed throughout the stream, and then we'll get into the live chat for a Q&A, you legends. Okay, so Mbeumo deal on, says Fab. United absolute focus remains on Bryan Mbeumo deal with talks set to continue this week. No agreement with Brentford last week, but Man United keep working on it. And Bryan also keeps giving priority to United move. Deal on. You know what this reminds me of? Deal on. This whole deal on thing. Deal on. Do you remember the movie Wayne's World with Mike Myers? You know when they're playing hockey in the street outside their house? And there's cars keep coming by. They're playing hockey against each other. And there's cars keep coming by, and they having to keep stopping. They're having to keep stopping and move the goalposts to the side of the road, and then when the car's gone by, they go, game on, game on. Move, then another car comes by, move it, game on. That's what this is like. It's some bullshit, isn't it? Deal on. That's what this is like, guys. But anyway, it's very annoying. Oh, really? Disco Dave says, Fab update. Gyokeres is about to be a here we go within days. Oh, fucking hell, really? I know. Well, in all fairness, I think that could be a potential blessing in disguise. He's not proven in the Premier League, actually. He is a great player, and it looks like he'll probably do bits, and I think he will do well. But he's actually not proven in the Premier League. He's also expensive as you like. 70, 80 million euros. That's a lot of money. I think we could probably do better, actually. Came for football, stayed for the Wayne's World reference every time. Game on. Legendary. Anyway, so Mbeumo deal on, guys. That's the report from Fab. Bruno and Dalot going to be getting extra time off ahead of pre-season return as well. Sancho and Juventus apparently not far away in terms of personal terms right now. Fab says that Juventus will speak again with Man United and Jadon Sancho's camp in the coming days. Hopefully that happens. Hopefully we can see at least Jadon go very soon. Would be nice. Barcelona are targeting Luis Diaz. So maybe Rashford is not high up on their list. Doesn't seem like it. Rashford's seemingly getting a little bit humbled here. Bayern Munich may be the best destination for him at the moment, but again, even they may not see value in the deal. Callum Wilson leaving Newcastle. There will be links. There will be links. Also, it's expected Amram's going to have his discussions with the future for Højlund, Onana and Shaw, discuss their futures when everyone gets back. Potentially they could still be involved. These players, you know, it doesn't really bother us that much if they stay or go. Of course, we'd like to see Shaw go, Højlund go, Onana go. But what I mean is, Højlund's not a toxic player who's going to be causing big aggro off the pitch or in the dressing room. You know, he's not a Rashford, Sancho, Garnacho. I very much doubt Højlund. Højlund seems like he's just a hard-working, you know, he just wants to play football, and yeah, he's shite, but he wants to play football. Luke Shaw, you know, he pisses me off loads, but I don't think he makes too many waves, and same goes for Onana. You know, you can't really fault his attitude, it's just he's gash. So those guys aren't going to affect too much. I think they would be involved in a pre-season tour anyway. Right, let's get stuck into the live chat then, folks. Get your thoughts and opinions in. Oh, before I do, I'm going to shout out everyone that's reposted us on X. Thank you to everyone who shared it around. Make sure you like and subscribe on the video. Get yourself involved for the Q&A here. Shout out to the 11 legends that have reposted us on X. Thank you so much to you guys. Aaron, Francois Koch, Vincent Bullock, Sanjay Ramatar, Johnny Moontown, MUFC Brummy Reds, The Butcher of Manchester, Craig GC, and Don Berberini as well. Thank you so much to you legends. There are 11 legends for reposting us on X. I appreciate you guys. Let's go. Okay, let's read a few of these comments out then, guys. Q&A time. Get your thoughts and opinions in about anything we've discussed. Party on, Garth. Swing, swing, swing. That's another thing Man United are doing in the transfer window. We're just looking at every potential free transfer. Swing, swing, swing. You know what I mean? Rashford would struggle to make my over 45s team. It's not what you are, but it's what the manager wants. That why it's always fail. Yeah, but you say that, Francois. The manager's not always getting what he wants. That's it. He's certainly not getting what he wants so far. There's no way he is happy with the slow movements in this window. There's no way on earth. He must be fuming about the level of atrocity that's taken place so far in this transfer window, my son. An absolute atrocity. You know he wants players. He wants that team ready together for the pre-season. When will we hear from the Ace Football Agent again? Oh, Ronster, I've got to write one. It takes, honestly, those sketches, I like doing them and stuff, but they do take me probably about 4 hours from start to finish. So I do need a good 4-hour window to be able to do it, because the writing of them, you know, takes a little bit of time. And then sometimes I do like 17 takes or something, you know what I mean? Just to do a 5-minute conversation or a 4-minute conversation on the phone with no errors or whatever in one take is actually... It's actually harder than it sounds. They can't sell Diaz without finding a replacement. Manny says, I cannot wait for this window silliness to end. So much bollocks. I'm with you there, boss. You can't see Liverpool selling Diaz after losing Jota personally. Think about that news. They can't allow Diaz to go. I thought there's already been a bit of aggro there caused with Diaz, though, isn't there? Glazers, I thought he's already said he wants to go, no? Glazers should have sold to Saudis. I think we would be bottom half next season. Everyone else, yeah, Qataris, you mean, but I totally agree with you, boss. They definitely should have done. They're absolute disgrace. They're probably just going to end up lose money, aren't they? I mean, all that's happening with Manchester United's product is it is getting damaged. You know, in terms of the value of the club, this club's got to be worth less than it was a couple of years ago. It has to be if you look at where we are. One Osimhen and Mbeumo, Emi Martinez, Rios, Firmin, Lopez, Edison to United is better for next season. Plus Sancho to Juventus, Douglas and Vlahovic come to United is better for next season. Temesgen, I like it. I like it. I like your picks there. You know, definitely Edison would be a good addition to that midfield. Emi Martinez would be good. Richard Rios, excellent as well. I like your style there, lad. I like your style. I don't see much of it happening, though, because of our incompetence in the club. Gyokeres is a venereal disease. It's like the clappers, but more itchy. It does sound a bit like that. Gonorrhea vibes, you know what I mean? Let's go, Tonk Nash. How you doing? We are Gash, yes, indeed. Oh, Alan Pardew's just an absolute melter, though, isn't he? To be fair, yes, I did see that. You don't think Liverpool will sell Nunes now either? Your club should be shopping in Brazil. Strong, skillful players at a low price. Yeah, no, fair point, lad. You're not wrong. I mean, we're looking at apparently players like Edison, like Richard Rios, like these sorts of. But yeah, no, good call. Big up the ex-shouters, shouter-outers. Yes, big up the ex-reposters. I appreciate you, legends. You with you on Gyokeres? I think he will potentially flop. Yeah, Viktor Gyokeres could flop it out, couldn't he, I suppose? Ultimately, he isn't guaranteed to be a huge success. He probably will be, but he's not guaranteed to. He could flop. Yeah, I know, Santos, it's a joke. It's a disgrace and a nonsense. Roy can be throwing punches. Have you seen, says Shaw needs to go as well. That he does, lad, that he does. Ugarte, hate, he put a post on X and got loads of hate. Do you know what, Thornshaw? I haven't seen that, Bond. I haven't actually seen that. What did he post? I've not seen that at all. Thank you so much, Russell Bland. Russell Bland with a £5 super chat. Thank you. Says Timu, get Rashford and move to the UFC so we can watch him get his bake smashed in. Harsh vibes, mate. Tom Aspinall's calling you out, Marcus. What are you going to do? Oh, fucking hell. Nice one, Russell. Give Mbeumo a call. Piggy's wasting our time. Well, I don't think it's him. I think he wants to come. I think it's the team. It's Brentford. These shithouses, Brentford. Calm yourself, Tonk Nash, lad. Calm yourself. We'll be back, mate. Yep, Richard Rios seems a very good player. Looked good in the Club World Cup, didn't he? Thank you, Have You Seen, for subscribing. I appreciate you hitting the subscribe button there, lad. Nice one. Yes, hit the subscribe if you're new. Thank you there. Have You Seen 5985. United's actually gone up in value. It's worth 10, but it's just the market. I mean, I don't know. I mean, obviously there was that outside investment from Ineos pumped into the club. I guess that helped. Maybe they have. I don't know. But I'm just saying the position that United are in, it's not ideal, is it? It's not ideal for growth. And Mbeumo's after the money, sniffing out the Man United cash. Nah, he's already agreed personal terms with us, lad. Thank you. Have you seen, bro? Hello, would you take Endrick on loan? Yeah, definitely I would if we could get that in there. Every sign is a risk, not a guarantee. I mean, loan deals are good for us right now, aren't they? We are a little bit financially strapped. It wouldn't hurt to get, like a Sabitzer type player like we did on loan. We're going down at this rate. Who would actually sign him? More to the point, who have we sold? Yeah, we haven't sold anyone. We've signed Diego Leon, which was already arranged previously, and we've signed Cunha. It's piss poor, Jamie, compared to all the other clubs and the business they're doing. United have to rely more on kids. It might not be a bad thing. Fair one, yeah, United should be about that, to be fair. Will United next Academy superstar, he will make us forget Garnacho. JJ Gabriel, okay, nice lad, yes. Well, I hope you're right, bud. I hope we do forget about that Garnacho mug soon. Nice, you used to be at the Cliff trading on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday when I was a kid. That's awesome, have you seen, mate? Yes. That's awesome, the old Cliff training ground, lad. Beautiful. Have you seen Luke Shaw with Bonnie Blue? Guess I know what he'll be eating next. And it's foul. Nah, don't tell me Luke Shaw's... Goodness me, I tell you what. That guy's got an absolute pie obsession. It doesn't matter what pie it is, does it? Oh, Callum. I hope that's not true, mate. You got to put a holiday photo on with nothing wrong about it. Just getting hate saying he's the worst midfielder at the club. All right, that's very harsh, mate. That's very harsh. It's probably Liverpool scummers or something doing it, lad. Spin says, hi, Pig. Thank you for your super chat, Spin. Hi, Pig. If Mbeumo deal falls through, we just need to bite the bullet and agree terms with Osimhen. Pay high wages anyway. Europe's essential. I don't like the Osimhen move because of the wages. I know what you're saying, but apparently he wants 375k a week. We can't be doing that, lad. We can't be giving players that when they haven't proved themselves to us yet. He's not the best player in the world. You know, he is a great player, but he's not the best player in the world. 375k a week? Nah. We need to start thinking about a different structure at this club wage-wise. This is why we're in the position that we're in. Let's say this. Osimhen signs for 375k a week on a 4 or 5 year contract. In 2 years' time, he falls out with the manager, shits the bed, posts on social media about, you know, wanting to take a dump on United or who knows. And then next thing you know, you've got a player that nobody wants because he's on too much money and you can't sell him. We've seen this before. We've seen this time and time again, in fact. And I'm not saying that will happen. He might just come in and be an absolute beast for us and keep his head down and work really hard. But I'm just saying, when you've got somebody on too much wages like that, it becomes impossible to sell them. We've seen it with players like Rashford and Sancho and all these guys. They're hard to sell. If Rashford was on 200 grand a week, he'd have already gone this summer for big money, probably. Sancho, if he was on 140 grand a week, he'd have probably already gone long time ago. Years ago, probably. It's the wages that keep these melters hanging on. They just keep me hanging on, you know. So I don't personally agree. I think a Premier League proven player such as a Watkins or a Visser or someone like that who's got Premier League proven goals and is not going to ask the earth in terms of wages and is not going to cost the earth in terms of value. I prefer that myself. But I know what you're saying. Osimhen's maybe the best talent we could get. But it is going to break the bank, lad. He's a £75 million player. That's what they apparently want for him. And then $375,000 a week. That's insane. That's insane. It's too much when you've got too many vulnerabilities in other areas of the team. You know, you've got to get a goalkeeper, you've got to get a striker. We should be trying to get a midfielder. So I don't know. That's going to take up too much of it, I reckon. But I like your style, Spin. I do. You know, that's ambition. Why not? Man United should have ambition. But the problem is, it's just going to cost us somewhere else. Like, if the Glazer shithouses were prepared to go and spend that money on Osimhen and get all the other players Amorim needs and not worry about paying the wages, then great. But they're not going to do that, though. It will just cost us somewhere else. We'll just have to scrimp somewhere else. Yeah, we're worth 6.6 billion, not 10. Why aren't we looking to Visser just 1 year left? Well, we should bloody be there. I think just dealing with Brentford is horrible, isn't it, at the moment? It seems it's horrible to deal with them. But I think we could pinch him. Yeah, I think we could pinch him. You personally don't like him, but Grealish is a bit of a snip at 40. I like Grealish personally. I think he's a good player, you know. I think he makes stuff happen. I've always thought he's a good player. He winds me up a bit, but I think he's the sort of player you'd like to have on your team. Visser also has many goals as Watkins last season. Yeah, more goals than him, doesn't he? I think Watkins got 16 in the league. Visser got 19. Hey, I'm with you, mate. Visser should be our number one target, lad. I'm with you. I will do, Sal. I'll do more agent talks, mate. I will. Manchester United, so no, come Gyokeres. Yep. What's that? Oh, my God. Everything I've heard about Bonnie Blue has been against my will. Yes, same. Motto, afternoon, Piggy and crew, welcome in Motto. Our whole window's going to be about about 5 million. Stupid Glaznios. Glaznios, I like that. I like Glaznios, lad. I've only heard Glinios, lad, but Glaznios, that's pretty good. Facts, Harry Kane looking for a new club. Oh, come on. Garnacho wages, I think, around 55k a week. He's not a problem to sell. I think he's on more than that, isn't he, Milton? But he's not a problem to sell. He's only 20. His wages are comparatively low. He's not a problem to sell. We should be able to get him gone. But wages for Sancho, Rashford, these guys, they're the ones that are really hard to sell, yeah. And Mbeumo will play good at United. If we can get him Menu Cohen, let's hope so. I think Mbeumo's going to be very good for us if we can sign him, which it looks like we are trying to, but we have been for a month. Rather start Obi instead of Cavallone. Same here. Sound is great today. Nice one, superstar lad. Thank you for the feedback. Motto Green, out overstanding Piggy. What's up, Motto Green lad? You what? United got real problems in the department now. Can't believe we're not pushing for Osserman. Fair one. That would be the ambition. That would be the ambitious move, wouldn't it? Once Rashford, once gone, we'll be straight and we can build properly and it's good. That's true, yes. We've got to recoup cash. We did miss out on Europe. We did miss out on 100 million. Guys, get some hashtag Glazer shithouses out in the live chat there. Thank you so much. And also, I'm not impressed with these Ineos melts and this gym bum. You know, I mean, I'm not impressed. Ineos cycling specialists seem to know sod all when it comes to football. Just saw a picture of Onana arriving at Carrington. Season over, lads. Oh, no. Let's go and see what's going on. Let me go and check out Man United's socials here, see if there's any updates of, from players arriving. No, it still says Man United awaits, but yes, I'm guessing you've seen it on a different account. Nice one, blah, blah, blah. But that's interesting, isn't it? That's gash. Andre Onana has to be sold before the start of the season, in my opinion. Visser plays for Brentford. Do we really want another saga? Okay, but you know what? Visser, I guess, could be picked up towards the end of the window if we have to. And Mbeumo we need to get done. This is what I would do if I was Man United, right? Get this Mbeumo deal done. Pay the extra money, right? Pay the 70 million if you have to. Get him in now so Amorim can work with him. Get him in now. And then proceed to pick the bones of those Brentford shithouses for all their other good players, mate, and force moves away for them, mate, and be horrible to Brentford like they've been horrible to us. Yeah? You know, they've turned down some brilliant frigging offers for Mbeumo here, and we're still trying to get this deal done. Get this deal done. Then let's pinch Visser off of them, yeah? Let's pinch Visser. Visser has a year left on his contract. 1 year. Maybe with an option for next year. Guess what, though? If Man United comes a knock-in, especially if their manager's just left, Thomas Frank's left, there could be a mass exodus of players. A few players probably wanting to leave. Oh, what's that? My manager, Thomas Frank's gone. My mate, Bryan Mbeumo's gone to Man United. What's this? Oh, what? Man United are after me as well, are they? Oh, shit, what's that? They're going to pay 4 times the amount of cash that I'm getting right now? Fucking sign me up. You know, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to think that United still have the power to force a move for someone like Visser. Yes, they don't want to sell all their players. They've lost Norgard. They're selling Mbeumo. They've just lost their manager. They don't want to lose everyone, but they're going to be in a relegation battle this season, in my opinion, with the manager change, which means that somebody there probably is thinking about, oh shit, what should I do with my future? Should I stay? Should I go? Maybe now's the right time to move on. Brentford could be in a relegation battle this season. They've lost their manager, different times, new era. Now's a good time to part ways. So I'm with you. Man United, make it happen. Sign Mbeumo, and then let's pick the bones of those Brentford toss bags. Yeah. Right. Anyway. Yeah, no, we're not becoming Brentford 2.0. Brentford have some very good players, a couple of really good players, lad. Visser scored 19 in the Prem, and Mbeumo 20. Set-piece coach Man now in it. Maybe that's the hold-up on the transfer. No point signing too many attackers when Amorim plays back 5 every game. Well, the idea is it's supposed to be an attacking formation and system if you go and look at the Sporting days. Visser would love to play for Man United. Oh, of course he would, especially with Mbeumo there and that combination that they've got. Of course he would. So I think that's exactly what we should do. Now, we can't do it right now because it could jeopardise the Mbeumo deal, but we should absolutely do it. Love that, mate. Thank you, Supreme Leader. They're going down. Let it all out. It's so frustrating, isn't it? But that's what we should do. We should pick the bones of these Brentford prats anyway after they've mocked us and insulted us and delayed this deal for us and stopped our season planning. Because we have had some good bids rejected. They're being a bit greedy, if you ask me. Being very greedy. Have you seen, says Gyokeres would have been the equivalent signing of Berbatov or Van Persie? Nah, mate. Are you joking me? Are you taking the piss, lad? Maybe the equivalent signing of Gashmas Boyland? No. Honestly, I think Gyokeres would have been good for us. But come on, mate. Berbatov and Van Persie, you're making me ill. There's no way. Van Persie, we signed him for 20 million from Arsenal when he was the best number 9 in the world. And he fired us to the title when he was fucking epic. That was like the best signing ever, mate. Come on. Gyokeres would have been more like, I don't know, more like frigging Alan Smith or something, mate. Like a decent player. But nah, come on. That's too high praise for him. We're going down old time. Yeah, let's go, Ulster. How you doing, Ulfmeister? Great to see you, legend. Good to see you, man. What's going on? Yes, the Ulster. By the way, if you're just joining the stream, remember to hit the likes. We're nearly at 300 likes. Can we smash 300 likes? Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Right, I'm going to read a few more out here, legends. Just thinking if Man United were working on Visser at the same time as Mbeumo, maybe why it's taking so long. I think they don't want to jeopardise the Mbeumo deal right now, but once that's finalised and he's there in United holding the shirt, that's when we should try and absolutely pinch Visser off of them as well. That's when we should try. What are we doing, says Sabal. Yeah, Greedy's Man United's middle name. Because they're going to try and rinse us for more cash or whatever on Visser. But ultimately, this is what will happen. If United really want Visser, we should be looking to get him about 40 million. He's 28, 29, whatever, 28. He's got a year left on his deal. Like, he's not going to have a huge price tag. Plus, if United really do want to get him, we can surely try to convince him. Personal terms would be a lot higher than what he's getting at Brentford. He would ultimately try and force a move away from the inside anyway. Like, if you don't want to stay there and you've got a great offer on from United, they're going to have to accept a reasonable offer for him. Otherwise, they lose him in a year for free. And then this next year, while he's at the club, he's just unhappy. So I think they'd have to sell him if we really went for him. You take RVP or Berber, they would be our best players now by a mile. Bring me Mateta over Visser. Well, I wouldn't say no to that, even no comment. That's a great shout, no comment, FIFA lad. Hoyland just falls over when the ball gets within a yard of him. He's truly awful, yeah. Can't afford this, can't afford that, but with the new stadium, we can see Taylor Swift. That's crazy, isn't it, mate? I know, 2 billion stadium they're talking about when the team's fallen apart. Bournemouth would be reluctant because their squad has been decimated this summer, but Cliver, I agree, Russell, Cliver would be an excellent pickup, yeah. You want to know more about transfer of today, dear? Okay, Ojuka, calm down. We've already done the transfer show now. Okay? I'll do a quick rundown in a moment if you want. No, there's nothing. There's nothing really, Ojuka, lad. No, there is, but watch the show back. We're in the Q&A portion of the show now. Seeing these pics of Fergie with Van Persie in training, we used to enjoy these transfer windows, Oh, I know, that was amazing, wasn't it? Yep, all good, old 793, mate. All good over here. Thanks for asking. Hope everything's good with you and yours. This Mbeumo deal's giving me a headache. It's giving me ball ache, mate. It's giving me blue balls. Who do you think will be on striker next season? Watkins. I'd sooner get Vardy on a free. The reason I say Watkins is apparently he was sort of not the most pleased towards the end of last season there. Also, he's getting on a bit. Maybe they could look to cash in. He would maybe only cost 40, 45 million. His wages aren't astronomical. He's Premier League proven experience, all that sort of stuff. And there's a sense that Aston Villa are trying to balance some things up financially at the moment. So they might be more prepared to sell 1 or 2 players. Trying to think better than a sit-down manager. You liked Osimhen. Osimhen would be a great pickup, no doubt. Great player, but very expensive. What's happening with the Anthony story? Why haven't we sold him? Real Betis just can't quite seem to get the money together. We need to find out who Brighton are signing and then get there. And that's a great shout. Their recruitment's incredible, isn't it? Didn't United board say they had a plan with the Champions League or a plan for no Champions League? Where and what's the plan? Yeah, the plan is if we get the Champions League, sign a couple of players. And the plan is if we don't get Champions League, sign a couple of shitter players. These smaller teams just don't need the money like they used to. They can afford to turn down mega offers. That's so true, yeah. I mean, we used to be able to pill for Spurs, You suspect the deals take so long to get over the line because of all 5 Glazers have to sign off on it. Could be, perhaps, I guess. But, I don't know. I mean, surely, apparently, Ineos were in charge of all the football operations. But, you're probably right. There is too many cooks at this club spoiling the broth, lad. The team to replace striker has gone to Chelsea, so they will be getting one from somewhere. Gyokeres flying in London on Tuesday. Chido Obi and Rasmus's backup. Oh, it's just not enough, is it? And Mbeumo's after the Man United money, even though Man United are billions in debt. Well, Mbeumo deserves to play for a big club, to be fair. He's had a great season. He was only on, I believe, 45,000 a week at Brentford. So this is going to be his big bumper contract, yeah. Gyokeres medical book for Friday. Ah, shit the bed there, Tamina. Did United get a new tea lady? Now it's a machine. Yes, they've got a Gashimo machine. Not a Tassimo, but a Gashimo. Anyway, listen, guys, we're going to wrap this up now. That's Gash, lad. We're going to wrap this up now. Thank you so much to everybody for tuning in for the Lunchtime Live. If you don't know how things work on this channel, we're on here daily with the latest Man United transfer news and updates. We do a Lunchtime Live show around about 12:30, 1 p.m. for an hour or so. We discuss all the latest news of the day. We also get on here for the evening news shows around about 10 p.m. where we discuss all the evening's news. Yeah, the clue's in the name. But also, if there's anything breaking or big news in regards to, Mbeumo today or anything in terms of us going for an offer or reaching agreements, anything like that, we'll jump straight on live. So make sure you click the subscribe and the bell icon so you don't miss the notifications. It's right there. The news there is for Mbeumo there. Nice one, Berber lad. Thanks for getting in. Big ups to all the moderators like Berber, Gungshi, Makeu, Daz, Salford and everyone. Big ups to the mod squad of Dons. Thank you so much to you heroes for getting in and moderating the chat. Also, big ups to the members in green. People like Berber, Superstar, Madhouse, Makeu, Russell Bland, etc. Jason Brown, thank you for being members of the channel in green and support the show. Aaron, you legend. Yes, thank you so much for everyone. Only 40 per game week. I know what you're saying, yes. Literally way more than most of us earn in a year. But still, compared to what you get in a United, it's a lot less, isn't it? Anyway, nice one, Jamie, Mark Coughlin, Mikhail, Motto Green, and everybody else as well. You can come back after this video's finished, get your thoughts and opinions in about anything we've discussed, obviously. Smash the like, smash the subscribe, click the bell icon, follow us on Insta, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Kick at Flying Pig United. Links are in the description. You can also follow the gaming channel, Flying Pig Gaming. I'll put a little link in there, actually, because we're on there tonight live. Again, we were on there last night doing a cheeky little stream, and we are on Flying Pig Gaming channel tonight, guys. If you want to come and join us over there, make sure you subscribe to Flying Pig Gaming on YouTube. Hang out with the community of legends. We have a good old time over there, so come and join us. Nice one, Aaron. Nice one, Aaron. Yes. Okay, that's it from me, guys. Have a great day. I'll see you next time. Legends. Thanks, Gungshi. Have a great day, mate. Much love to you, lad. Mikhail, Gaz, Daz, and everyone. Bottom Bliss, all the legends of the channel. Big love to the legends of the brigade. That's it. Have a great day, and remember, Piggy loves you. And also remember, when the seagulls follow the trawler. And also remember, sort your friggin' light out, United, and get this Mbeumo deal done, you set of absolute charlatans. And also remember, when the seagulls follow the trawler, as this is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much. Get in there, you beauties. Thank you so much to all the patrons here for supporting the channel on patreon.com/FlyingPigUnited. As a thank you, all you legends will be appearing on this outro list. Get in there. Once again, thank you to all the YouTube members, but one of the best ways you can support the channel is on patreon.com. So check it out. Patreon.com/FlyingPigUnited. And once again, a big thank you to all the legends that do support the channel on Patreon. Get in there.